When Chike was a young boy, he had gotten lost in the forest while chasing a beautiful butterfly. As the sun began to set and shadows grew long, Chike became frightened. He sat beneath a great iroko tree and began to cry. Suddenly, an old woman appeared before him. Her skin was wrinkled like tree bark, and her eyes sparkled like stars. "Why do you cry, young one?" she asked in a voice as gentle as a breeze. "I will help you find your way home, but you must promise me something. When you become a man and choose a wife, you must marry someone who possesses a kind heart above all else." Now, many years later, Chike had grown into a man. He was tall and strong, with a smile that could light up the darkest room. Every mother in Amadioha hoped that one day Chike would marry her daughter. Chief Okonkwo decided it was time for his son to marry. The chief announced that he would hold a great gathering where all the eligible young women could come. Chike would choose his bride from among them. But the woman who caught Chike's eye was Oluchi. She was breathtakingly beautiful, with eyes like a doe and a figure as graceful as a palm tree swaying in the wind. Also at the gathering was a young woman named Adaeze. She was pleasant to look at, but not as stunning as Oluchi. However, Adaeze had the kindest heart in all the land. When it was Adaeze's turn to meet Chike, she curtsied politely and spoke to him with genuine warmth. But Chike barely noticed her. What Chike didn't know was that Oluchi, despite her beauty, had a heart as cold as stone. She was cruel to servants, mean to children, and cared only about wealth and status. But she hid this well, putting on a sweet mask whenever Chike was near. In the weeks leading up to the wedding, Chike's mother noticed something troubling. "My son," Chike's mother said one evening, "are you certain about this marriage? Have you looked into Oluchi's heart as well as her face?" The wedding day arrived with great fanfare. The whole village gathered to celebrate. There was so much food that the tables groaned under the weight. Musicians played drums and flutes, while dancers entertained the crowd. As tradition required, when the moon rose high in the sky, Chike and Oluchi retired to the special hut that had been prepared for them. The villagers continued their celebration outside, singing wedding songs and sharing stories. But then something strange happened. At the stroke of midnight, a strange wind suddenly blew through the village, extinguishing all the torches. When the lights were relit moments later, Chike's mother felt a terrible chill in her heart. She rushed to the wedding hut and pushed aside the curtain. Oluchi sat alone on the bed, looking confused and frightened. Chike had completely vanished. The entire village searched everywhere. They looked in every hut, every field, every corner of the forest. They called Chike's name until their voices grew hoarse, but the chief's son was nowhere to be found. Days turned into weeks. Chief Okonkwo offered great rewards to anyone who could find his son. The village fell into mourning. Chief Okonkwo's hair turned white with grief. Oluchi returned to her father's house in shame and soon showed her true colors, becoming cruel and bitter to everyone around her.